Hi there, hope you're doing well. I am back with another of my Tempest Legion. This time around it is a War Priest, or a Chaplain if you're playing 40k. I wanted to try something a little different from my standard black armor for a Chaplain though, so I'm gone for a Deathwing inspired scheme with that bone white armor that they use. They were black and white Zenithal primed, and I get started with Skeleton Legion for all of the armor panels. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You can also join Discord using the link in the description, where you can share anything you have been working on. Next up, I added in some shadows to the armor with a wash of Archaic Sepia wash. As usual, the wash darkened down way too much, and I came back in with Skeleton Legion again just to bring those armor panels back up, leaving that darker tone in the recesses. You can avoid this step by just being a bit more delicate with the wash, but I went for speed over accuracy. To finish the armor off, I grabbed Grimy Grey and brought up all of those panels to really get that bone white look that I was aiming for. The cloaks on Deathwing Marines are green, so I went for dark green as the base coat. It felt a bit weird not having black on a chaplain, so I used Dark Reaper for the helmet. Starting the highlights on the helmet, I used Dungeon Stone Grey just to bring up all of those edges. To make the skull emblem stand out on the face, I added a final highlight of Carcharodon Grey. The mohawk and the weapon handles both get done with Sanguine Scarlet. For the base pouches and everything that would eventually be gold, I went for a once over with burnt umber. The silver parts get done with plate armor. This is pretty much just the pistol parts, but if I were to do this again, I would probably do the head of the power maul as well, as it just looks a bit weird in gold. Now everything that needs to wash doing, I grabbed Oblivion Black Wash and done the cloak, helmet and the weapon parts that aren't gold. To start adding some variation on the cloak, I came back in with dark green. This is also where I base coated the tassels and the detailing on the front of the armour. The final highlight of the green gets done with deep green, just the uppermost edges and some of the folds on the cloak. Bringing up the red, I used Demon Red, just leaving the darker tone in the recesses. Getting started on all the gold parts, I used rusty gold over everything. While the gold is drying, I used British Khaki to bring up the cracks on the base and the edges of the pouches. Just to make some of those gold parts shine a bit more, I add a highlight with AK Interactive's gold. Now to add the shadows to the gold parts, I used light tone wash over all of them and the base. And that will be it for the Deathwing Chaplain. I think the armor came out pretty much how I intended it to. It still has that dirty battle-worn style as well, with the gaps and bits on the recesses. It's just kind of the Powermore head that I'm not overly keen on. It really should have been silver, and I will probably end up doing it silver in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You can also join Discord using the link in the description, where you can share anything you have been working on. As always, there'll be photos of this mini on my Instagram page. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Most importantly though, be kind to each other.